Hey guys, Automated Garage back today. We got a 2010 2500 LMM Duramax here, and we have the notorious, I guess technically you call it a quarter tank issue. I'm more familiar with the Fords, that's what I want to call it today. But anyways, customer called me several different times saying his truck wouldn't start up, and it just by chance happened to be in the same driveway. Every time he would pull in there, at a little bit of an angle, truck was running downhill, and he was always below a half a tank every time this would happen. So I said, sounds like it's starving for fuel. You could crank it over and hear that it wasn't getting fuel. You could tell by the way it sounded. So I said, hey, we need to drop your tank because we put 5 gallons in it the last time it happened. Fired right up, it ran fine. So I told him, I said, hey, don't let it get close to a half tank. Keep it above that until you can spare the truck for a few days. We'll get it in the shop. So that's what we're doing here today. We're gonna drop this tank and replace the sending unit and show you what the problem is inside the tank here. So let me turn you around and show you what I've done so far. All right, so we are pumping our tank dry because lucky me, I have 3/4 of a tank of fuel here. So it's just a cheap, like $20 fuel pump here, rigged up with a Milwaukee M12 battery adapter here. I do run a fuel filter. That way I can pump it back into the truck also. You know, you're not pumping any contaminants back into the truck, nor pumping contaminants out of the tank into your clean can that you're pumping everything into. So not quite sure what size tank this is. Like I say, I'm usually a Ford guy, but I'm gonna guess I probably got 25 gallons at 3/4 of a tank, probably more like 20. But anyways, pumping the tank empty. While that's happening, I'm gonna go on and get my 2 hose clamps undone for my fill and my vent off of here, have that ready. Go on and get my sockets ready for my fuel tank straps, which are 15 millimeters. And then we'll catch up then. Once this is done pumping, we'll drop that tank and pull that sending unit out. All right, we pumped our tank out and I was really close. I got 19 gallons out of it. We've undone our filler neck and our vent, as I mentioned earlier, which are just 2 8mm clamps. Pulled it off from the neck up there. So now we're gonna undo our 2 15mm on our straps that are here towards the driver's side. Way. That's why you put the bungee cord there. And there's a hole down right here for some hoses on the front. I'm gonna drop the lift down somewhere I can stick my head up here. See what I'm doing. All right, so this is why you do the bungee cord thing here, because you can drop the tank down and nothing is dangling, nothing's pulling on hoses or wires or nothing. So now we're gonna undo our connections here. So you have your main wire connection right there. It's just a push and pull it off. Then you got both of these. You have a red tab on this one. I believe the other one's blue, blocking my light here. Anyways, we're gonna undo all these. I'm gonna leave the vent on it and get it pulled down and leave the filler neck on it and get it pulled down, and we'll have it in the floor then. All right, I got all these loose so I can show you. The plug here has this gray locking tab. Slide it back, press this tab down and push it off. What I did was I hit all these with a penetrant, made it a lot easier getting them loose, especially these right here. So this is your send. It's got 2 little red tangs over here on this side. I don't think you can see it now. Anyways, you push those in and just slowly work it out. Don't pull them as hard because you'll break it and then you won't be able to lock it back. This is your return. And same thing, it's got 2 little tabs that will be, and they're facing each other. This is pretty idiotic the way they did this because it's hard to get to. But once you pull those up, you just work them off like that. I gotta have both hands for this one. You see these are a little crusty. And you gotta work them off. All right, now we got that all disconnected up there. I'm gonna undo my bungee cord. Really tight. There's a little bit of fuel in here. Dripping down my neck. vent hose now. Alright, vent hose is off. We get some compressed air and blow this off so we don't drop all that shit down the tank. Knock the locking ring loose. Knock some more shit loose. All right, we got our new pickup. We swapped our sending unit over to it. We ohmed it out. We double checked that it was sweeping all the way, sweeping smooth, and went from 40 to 250. I think the other one is 0 to 90, depending on what model you have, but 40 to 250 is what this one was reading. We had this point right here of the pickup, had a crack in it down there, and I just broke it right off of there. So that was the problem there. So now we're gonna stick this new one in the tank once I clean right there where the ring goes and the new O-ring right here. So let me clean that up. We'll put that in there, tap the locking ring back on, and we'll be ready to go back in. Just as simple as you line the tab up in between these two. Remember, your plug faces backwards. Tap the locking ring back on. That's it. That's all there is to it. Some of these locking rings will say do not reuse on them. You can reuse it as long as it's not damaged. It gives you a measurement to check with. This is not one of those, but if you have one of those, just check the measurement, look up, see what it is. All right, we got all of our connections made. We're hanging by our bungee cords again. We got our hoses all clipped back in the correct corresponding clips here. And ready to put our tank hangers back on now, and we'll put 3 or 4 gallons in here and make sure this works. I pumped about 3 gallons of diesel in the tank, and I cranked it up with just the 3 gallons in it to make sure everything was good to go and he wasn't going to have any more issues with running his fuel down on the lower threshold there and running out of fuel. So hopefully this video will help you out if you're having the same problem for changing your sending unit out and your pickup and your tank there. That AC Delco pump that I ordered did not come with a new sending unit, so make sure what you're ordering has the sending unit if you're wanting to replace it also. Y'all check out all the content on the channel, a whole lot of diesel stuff, a whole lot of Power Stroke, Cummins, Duramax on here. Y'all like, subscribe, comment. It's Automatic Garage signing out. We'll holler at y'all later.